Hello, everybody. Welcome to Coding with Ado. And today we're going to talk about Stripe. So, Stripe is one of the most famous payment portals in the world, and we are now going to make a simple API introduction connection to their apps. So the idea of today is we're gonna create a payment, we're gonna create a product, we're gonna add to that product a price, and we're gonna create a link so we can share in our websites. Okay? So it's gonna be pretty straightforward, but it's gonna be long. So hop in and let's go. As always, let's create our package. npm init -e. Perfect. We have a package. So what we need here, we need two files, of course. We need the index, and we also need the .n file because, of course, we are gonna need some keys. Okay, so the Stripe secret key is called secret key. Okay. Stripe doesn't need an OAuth or anything like that. It just needs a key, so it's important to keep that in mind. And also, you'll start to see different things in the Stripe API because they don't use JSON as we always do. They use form a text form input information that is sent to the body. You'll see it later. So let's get started. So as I said, we are gonna, well, first we're gonna require the .env, require the .env with the config. Okay, let's npm install .env. Perfect. Okay, so again, we're gonna need three things. We're gonna need the create product. Okay, we're gonna need the add price to the product. It's called add price to product. And then we're gonna need the create the payment link. Create payment link. Okay. So let's add some parameters here. For the product, to add the price, we'll need the product ID, the amount that we want to charge, and the currency that we are gonna use. And for payment link, we're gonna need the price ID. Okay, so basically you first create the product, to the product you add price, to the price you create a payment link. So we're gonna add these parameters, these things later, but for now, let's do this function is gonna create a product. It's gonna be add price to the product, and then create payment link. Okay, and let's encapsulate all that in an asynchronous function. Okay, so instead of promises, let's do something different today. Let's do an asynchronous function because I learned with you guys. So try catch with an error. Let's do console dot error here. So basically we catch any error that comes from the functions, because right now we're gonna call three different functions. Okay, so first we're gonna call the create product. Okay, so we're gonna do const product equals to await create product. Okay, we can console log that if we want, so we can see what's going on the Stripe inside. So product created, and then the product. Let's then do the console price. Const price is gonna be the await of the the add price to product. Okay, so remember we need the product ID. Okay, the product.id. We're gonna need an amount, so let's say $10. Remember that it's his divided by 10. So basically we have the cents. So this is 10.10, so we send that directly. If we want like $10.05, we can do like this. Okay, let's do $10 directly. It's 10. It's divided 10. And then do the currency, which let's do USDs. Let's console log the price added to the product. Okay, let's do the price. Let's add this so we can have like separation there as well. And then let's create the payment link. So const payment link equals to an await of create payment link, which will do the price dot id. Yeah, you guessed it. And let's console log that payment link. Okay, so payment link. Perfect. So now we have the three functions, which will return the object of product, the object of price, and the object of like the payment link. Okay. So now let's start working. But first, of course, we need URLs and keys to access all these. So it's gonna be the same for each one of them. Let's actually do them globally. Okay. So let's do const API key equals to process.end.stripe key. Okay. And then the URL will be, let's call it base URL, and will be https api.stripe.com/v1. Okay, we're gonna use the version 1 of the API of Stripe. Okay, so let's get started. So we're gonna try catch the error here because we are gonna do the fetch inside that. Console.error. Perfect. And and this is something interesting. So we don't want just to console log the error. We also want to stop the execution because if there's no product, there's no need for us to do something on the price or create the payment link because we need to actually execute this. Okay. So in order to execute that, we need to throw something from here. So let's throw an error. Okay. So it's not gonna just show the error, it's gonna also throw it. So it's gonna stop the execution of all that, and we don't have to, worry about escalation issues there. Okay, so let's do the call. Remember, it's const response equals an await of the fetch, and we're gonna need the base URL. Okay. But as it's the base URL, now we need to do this is the base URL. Okay, API Stripe, perfect. But what do we need from there? We actually need right now to create a product. Okay, so it's products. And as it's a creation, the method for creations in REST APIs is always the post. Okay. So if you're creating your own API, remember to check out which ones are the methods that you need for each specific type of endpoint that you're doing. So again, we are creating a product, so we are going to post. Let's add the headers. In this case, let's put it inside here. And what do we need? We need the authorization, of course, which is going to be a better token. Better of our API key. Okay. And content type. Okay. So here's what I said before. So Stripe doesn't need it's not using application JSON. Stripe uses the form URL encoded. Okay. So let's send that. So it's an application. I have my cheat sheet on top, so I can copy that because I don't have that in memory. But it's application x form URL encoded. Okay, so that's the format that they are using for the content that they're expecting, and you'll see what's going on there. It's something similar to a URL. Yeah, it's a URL encoding platform. It's basically when you send a GET, you have the parameters separated by an ampersand. Well, here is the same. So let me show you. So you write the body in this way. You have like the name of the product, okay, and the type of this, and let's call it service, okay. So name, we forgot about the names. So let's put the name here of the product. Let's send the name via parameter, and let's add the name here, okay. Const product name equals to a tutorial video, okay. Okay, so we have a name, we can add the parameter here. Here, let's do the product name. It's actually called a product name. Let's be more clean here. Okay, product name, perfect. So now we have the product. Remember, as always, even though the content type is URL encoded, the return is always a JSON. Not always, but in this case, a JSON. So let's do product. It's gonna be equals to the response.json. Perfect. Now we're gonna return that product. Okay, so now we have the product. Let's close this up. So we have a product. Perfect. Now we need to add the price to the product. Okay, so let's open this up. Okay, and let's add the price to that product that we just created. So as before, we're gonna start with the try catch. Error equals error, and remember, as before, to throw an error, because again, we don't want to continue getting the payment link if the price didn't went through. Okay, so let's do response fetch of, let's push the information into the product. Okay, so the endpoint here, it's called prices. So basically what it's doing right now is we are actually creating again, but instead of a product, we are inserting a price. Okay, so we are inserting a price which is connected to the product. Okay, so again, it's inserting, so we are using post. Okay, and the headers should be pretty similar to before. Let's actually copy that from here, so it's authorization better and application x form URL encoded. Okay, oops, perfect. Let's close that up again. Cool. Okay, so we have the method, we have the headers, and we need the body. Okay, so for the body, we're gonna need three things. We're gonna need the unit amount, okay, which is gonna be how much are we gonna charge. So we have the amount there. We're gonna need the currency, okay, which is again currency, and we're gonna need, of course, the product ID. So the product is gonna be our product ID. Okay, so we need all these to create the price, and then same as before, this is a JSON, so const price equals to any weight of response.json. and let's return the price. Okay, awesome. So now we have prices. Close. I'm letting you some time to actually copy and paste the code. That's why like I'm taking some time before I close that. Okay, so last step. So this is the interesting one. So let's create the payment link. So the payment link is going to be a link that you can later on share in your website, and you can click it or share it and put it in a button. Send it back into the front end, like to React, Vue, whatever you're using on the front end. And whenever the user clicks on that, he'll have the place to actually pay that product that we created with the price that we created. Okay, so we will test everything out, don't worry. But I'm telling you, this is like the important part where we actually need to create these payment links. Okay, so let's try and catch there. Oh, I don't know what happened with indentation there. Cool. Console.error error. So in here we don't exactly need to throw the error. We are gonna, so we are consistent. But this is the last step of the puzzle. So if it goes here to the catch error, if it doesn't throw error here, it's fine, you know. It's not gonna be too much of an issue, but you know it's important to keep consistent. Okay, so what are we gonna do here? We're gonna do a fetch. Um, we're gonna do a fetch response equals to await fetch of what? We're gonna create something that is called a checkout session within Stripe. Okay, so we're gonna go to the base URL as always, and it's gonna be a checkout session. What we are creating, the session checkout is the link. It's a session checkout. It's a checkout, um, but for us, it's answering us a link, a session URL, which is the payment link. Okay. Again, we are creating. So as always, when we create, we use the post method, and let's send the headers. Okay, which again, let's copy and paste from any other place, so you know we don't mess up. Perfect. So our headers is authorization better and the content type. Okay, then we need to add the body, and this is gonna be a little bit longer. Okay, so what we need to send to the checkout session is first we need to send the mode, like what we're sending. So we are sending a mode of payment. Okay, we are sending also a payment method type. So basically we are saying that we actually want to receive only cards, like no wire transfer or anything. Let's send the success and cancel URL. So success URL equals to, and here the idea is that this is gonna be your callback URL. So if the payment was processed correctly, it has to go to, for example, your website.com/success. And if the user cancels it, cancel URL is gonna be your website.com/cancel. Okay. Now we need the line items. So Stripe, as this checkout session, you can send multiple multiple items to this sending in. You're gonna send an array, okay? But again, as it's a form URL encoded, you're gonna create these arrays in a URL way. So it's like this. So it's gonna be line items, and in the row 0, the price is gonna be the price ID. Okay. And the quantity of that is gonna be 1. So we're just gonna send like, hey, the user is gonna be paying just one tutorial video. Okay. You can add multiple line items, you can add multiple here in the quantity, and it will execute it. Okay. So now we're gonna do the transform the JSON. Okay, so the session is gonna be the await of the response JSON, and we are gonna console log the session. Okay, perfect. And oh yeah, we can console log the session, but actually this is answering. Sorry, this is waiting for a URL. So basically, let's do the return of this session URL. Okay. So in theory, all this works. Let's go and test it out. So the first thing that we need is we need to fill in the Stripe secret key. So let's go there. So if we go to Stripe, you can create a new company here. Nueva empresa. It's in Spanish. I don't know how to put it in English here, but you can go here to developers, desarrolladores. And here is your clave secreta, your secret key. Okay, so let's open that up. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna add my key here. Don't see this. Cool. So now I have my key here, and I'm gonna go to the code and put it there. Now let's try and run it. Now index.js. Okay. And I forgot to call this function. Okay, perfect. Invalid API. Okay, let me grab the key one second. Let me change the API key, which is the same, but I don't have that activated. So let's clear this out and let's try that again. So you have invalid API key provided. Oh, it's undefined. Okay, perfect. So what's going on is that it's a Stripe secret key. It's the name. Okay, so let's go again. And you'll see the product created, the price added to the product, and the payment link is undefined. So let's see why it's undefined. Okay, so let's debug this. Okay, console log the session, and let's see what's going on. And it says unrecognized request URL session. Oh, it's not session, it's sessions. Okay, cool. Perfect. So payment method type, you mean payment method types. Yeah. Sorry about that. We all get screwed up sometimes. Okay. URLs must begin with HTTP or HTTPS. Here. HTTP. Awesome. So now we have the product that we created, okay, with the tutorial video. We have the price that it's in US dollars and the unit amount is 10. 1,000 is 10. And the checkout session, it has the checkout, the amount, it has the URLs, it has everything. And we have here the URL that it's the last information puzzle here. And if we click in here, let's open that up. Let me move it here. So you can see it's in this company, tutorial video, $10, and you have the whole payment system here. Okay. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. This is the Project 100. It's the series of videos to connect to 100 SaaS systems APIs out there using different languages, using different technologies. And yeah, again, thank you for watching. You can see other videos out there. There are some links, I think, in my playlist down there or there or there, etc. Yeah, thank you very much and see you next time.